Yeah, I was just thinking about how the housing market crash affected me. You know, it didn't affect me right away. It took a few years before it really started to eat away at my soul, because I was saving up I had quite a bit of money saved up, especially in my house that I owned. I owned it free and clear. Um, But yeah, about 2007, I sold it. And that was about the beginning of the housing market crash, and I had that money in my hands, and I spent it slowly. I mean, after the sale of the house, I had a lot of cash on hand, like an emergency fund of some kind, and I was kind of slowly burning through it. Although I did rent in San Diego, which is I tried to find the cheapest place, but it was $575 a month through 2008 into 2009, and then I got up to Portland area, which was like $450 a month. The rent was up there, and that was picking away at my savings. And then I got over to Eau Claire, Wisconsin at $220 a month or so, which slowed down how much I spent. But I was still I still was losing money, and I made bad investments right when the housing market crash started in Prosper.com. And that was slowly eating away at my savings, and a lot of my confidence in the market too on top of that. But it took a while for me to really get affected. I guess there were a lot of people who got affected immediately. They felt it. And I was sitting back thinking, hey, I got all this money, I can ride it out. I wasn't thrown out onto the street until years later, after this housing market crash occurred. But it eventually happened because of the lack of good investment income. It went in the reverse direction where I was losing money. I was so stunned by that. I thought it was such a shoo-in, but those borrowings have been written off, and they're considered losses. People, I guess, filed bankruptcy or something, and that money's gone. And then any money I keep in the bank doesn't earn any interest. It used to be 3%, and now it's less than 1%. And I was motivated by that. So I was motivated by that kind of money making, kind of like how YouTube seems to work. You throw your money in, you throw your videos in, and just kind of let them churn out an interest, that passive income. That's partly what motivates me about YouTube. Is it's kind of like a savings account, a savings account for my videos, where they'll pay me to keep my videos in their storehouse, just like a bank will pay me to keep my money in their accounts. And it seems to pay out about the same too, in a weird way. Without a job, it really doesn't contribute to a lot. The job is the main source of income, and that's been such a struggle for me ever since the military. It's been off and on. I have problems with landlords and employers. I mean, your two biggest lifelines in your world. I haven't really come across a landlord I've liked, and I really haven't come across an employer I like. There's so many things about them that is really unappealing, and that's hurt me a lot too in that respect. I was really hoping that I could really work out my investments further. I was convinced that my investments would really rescue me, and I'm just sitting at a loss. but it's taken a while. It's well after this housing market crash, but it's eventually hit. It really, for the past 2 years, I've been homeless.